everybody, and welcome back to another episode of I Was Thinking with Nafees and Simone. I am Simone.
And I'm Nafees.
And today, well, before we get to that, how are you, Nafees?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Oh, I'm not broke anymore. I forgot to tell. Well, no, I did tell you. I got a job, so yeah, I won't be broke anymore.
That's always a good thing.
Yeah. It's not like it's a job in my career field or anything, but it's a start, especially in this economy and the way things are going with COVID. So
yeah, for sure. But that's exciting. I'm happy for you.
Thanks. Are you excited to start like your job soon, like teaching and
go back?
Yeah, go back.
Well, Monday we have a staff meeting, and then we're done for the day. But Tuesday is when classes start again. I don't know. I feel like we could use another week of break.
Your breaks seem really short.
It's been 2 weeks, but like it feels like it's only been like 1 week.
Maybe because time goes by so fast.
I don't know. The Thanksgiving one felt a lot slower.
Really?
But yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Yeah, because I was texting our other friend and she was like, yes, we're going back Monday. I'm like, didn't you just get on break?
Yeah. But the way her school is organized, it's different. It's in semesters versus like a whole school year.
Oh, like college in a way?
Yeah, so like college in a way. So every semester she has a new set of students.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like not on a college level.
Yeah. Actually, that's how my high school was organized too. I liked it better that way. Yeah.
Yeah, I've always had the same teachers like the whole year. And from August until May, now June.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I actually like it better this way because you get to finish your credits a bit faster. Like if you take it the normal way where you have like one teacher the whole year, you're only able to take like about 7 classes. With this, you are able to take like 8. Because it's 4 classes per semester. Well, yeah.
And I think the only time we were able to do that is if like a kid switched electives or something like that. Yeah. But speaking of school, kind of ties into our topic today because we are throwing it back. Not to like school, but just like shows we watched when we were in school, like from children, elementary to high school. I mean, sometimes even now, I'm not going to lie, a lot of these shows are starting to come on streaming services, so I will go back and watch them.
Oh, really? Which streaming services are they mostly on?
Like Netflix. So, ever since Disney Plus came out, I know Nickelodeon has made a partnership with Netflix. That's why you're seeing a lot of like Nickelodeon shows on Netflix now. And Cartoon Network signed a partnership with HBO Max. So a lot of the Cartoon Network shows, like old shows, are going on HBO Max. So wait, so Nafees, how far back are we going? Because I have some that are pretty far back. I didn't know how far back yours went.
Mine goes back pretty far, actually.
Okay. Well, how do you want to start this? Do you want me to go first? Do you want to go first? Or we just like naming off what we wrote down? I might have missed a lot of stuff, just to let you guys know. Because all of this was like the ones on my head. And it was like, oh, yes, that one. I think I even went online too sometimes to be like early 2000 shows. So
yeah, most of my shows I'm noticing now are definitely early 2000s, mid 2000s. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I wasn't born until like the late 90s, so all my memory is going to be early 2000s. Even if the show came out in like the early or late 90s, it's all reruns.
We can go by TV shows. That would probably be easier.
Okay, well, what TV shows are you starting? Because my list starts from like, I have it set from like toddler to elementary, and then literally the rest is like whatever I can remember from elementary, middle, and high school. That's how I have it. But it's just list of shows, and then I just wrote the show and what channel it came on.
I meant by channel, sorry. Not TV shows. I meant by channel.
Okay, because I was like...
I'm like, wait, what did I just say?
Well, I don't have it by channel.
No, let's go by channels.
Okay.
The very first memory that I have is of PBS shows, honestly. Like PBS Kids.
Yes.
Yeah. My number one show on that is Arthur. Like, I will forever love Arthur. Such a great show.
Arthur was a classic.
He is a classic.
I don't remember much from Arthur, though. I just remember what they look like. And I forgot how much like sassy DW was, his sister.
She's so sassy. Oh my gosh.
I saw a clip on Twitter when people sometimes bring up like throwback shows, and it was of her talking to one of them, and she like was just being so mean. I'm like, was she always like this?
Yeah. No, she was definitely like, she was very clever too.
Yeah, she was really smart. And now there's this new meme where like it's her in a bathing suit and she's like behind a fence and she's just staring.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the new meme.
I see that all the time and I always laugh. I'm like, oh my goodness.
It's so funny.
It is so funny. But yeah, that is like my number one show on PBS. What's yours?
I mean, I didn't do it like from number one. I just
All
wrote down shows. Yeah, but I don't see, my memory is so bad. I don't remember what all came on PBS. So like you said, Arthur, Dragon Tales. I have Dragon Tales and that came on PBS, right?
I love Dragon Tales. That's on my list too.
Yes. I really wanted my own, like, what did they use to get to the Dragon Land? Was it an actual like scale from a dragon that they wished on?
A dragon scale.
Oh my God.
So.
Speaking of Dragon Tales, again with Twitter, I saw the funniest meme today. It was the two kids. I don't remember their names, but they were holding the scale. And you know how they say that little like rhyme to get to the land? So the tweet said, I wish with all my might to get my stimulus check tonight.
Bro, speaking of which, I still did not get my stimulus check.
Okay, listen, because I didn't either, because my dad claimed me as a dependent. And I was a college student, so I wasn't even eligible. I don't know for this new one I would be considered eligible or not. And I'm not a college student anymore. Well, I don't know what taxes they're going off of. They're going off 2019 taxes? They have to, right?
If anything, they'll probably go off of 2020.
Well, I don't know how that's going to work because I'm still dependent on my dad, but I'm not a college student anymore.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I hate. Let's move away from politics before I start complaining. Okay, Dragon Tales. Obviously Sesame Street, and like, even though the Muppets wasn't on PBS, the Muppets and Sesame Street was created by the same person. So they're basically one and the same. But I do remember Sesame Street. I really loved Elmo. Yes, I did have a Tickle Me Elmo toy as a kid.
Oh, you did?
I did. And then that thing used to scare me sometimes because I think sometimes I would hold on to it and if you squeeze it, it will start like, it said something like Tickle Me Elbow, but then it would just start like violently vibrating for some reason. Kids' toys are weird.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be him laughing when you tickle him.
But it did not laugh. It made weird noises.
No, it did laugh, but it vibrated while it laughed. If that makes sense, yeah. So I have that for PBS. I don't remember, and I feel like this was an older one. What was the name of this show? It was like a show with this Hispanic family. All I remember are the kids' names. It wasn't called Maya and Miguel, was it?
Yeah, Maya and Miguel, yes.
It was called Maya and Miguel? Okay, yes.
I love that show too.
I did too. I had that written down. And this next one, I don't remember, came on PBS. Do you remember a show and they were puppets, but it was a family of lions? Puppets. Am I the only one who remembers this? It was the puppets. Was it called like Reading Lions or something? They worked at, or
Between the Lions.
Between the Lions, yes.
Oh my God.
I used to be obsessed with that show, and they worked at a library.
Yeah.
They either worked there or they stayed there, like lived there.
I think they lived there.
I think they lived there. Yeah, so I have that one because I remember that one. And then what else? Did Teletubbies come on PBS?
I think so.
Okay. Fun fact, my mom used to blame me talking late because of Teletubbies.
Really? Why?
My dad always tells me that I guess she's speaking late. It's probably because of all those Teletubbies she's watching, because like they don't actually talk, they just make noises. And I'm sitting there like, I mean, but I'm a toddler, you're the adult. So if you don't want me watching Teletubbies because you think it's holding back me talking, why aren't you changing the channel? But anyway, yeah, so Teletubbies. And then Clifford came on PBS, right?
Yes, Clifford, the big red dog.
Clifford the big red dog, yes. I also forgot another one. Did this come on PBS? Curious George?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Although it wasn't my favorite, but I do remember watching it every now and then.
I liked Curious George. I recently learned that the creators of Curious George were, what do you call the people that escape the Holocaust and come to America? There's a term for them.
Is it a different term besides a refugee?
Refugee, yeah. They were refugees of the Holocaust. Okay. Yeah, I recently learned that. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I didn't know that. Do you read that somewhere?
My sister was telling me the other day. I'm like, ooh.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember this other one, Cyberspace.
Yes, and I was like, there's something I'm missing. I do remember cyberspace. I vaguely remember cyberspace. I just remember the computer for some reason and her and like what she looked like. But I don't remember what the other characters looked like. Wasn't there a talking bird in that too?
Yeah. I'm not sure if you will remember this one because this one was like literally late 1990s, early 2000s, but Zoom.
It's not ringing a bell.
Yeah, this one is like a bit older, but I used to watch that all the time.
And then I have two on here. I don't think they came on PBS, but I remember watching them like in school. So like, no, where did Reading Rainbow come from? Was that only something they showed us in school, or did that come on PBS?
Honestly, I don't remember that on PBS, to be honest.
So it's just something they showed us in school?
I think so.
I remember the theme song sometimes.
But if someone told me that they used to play that on PBS, I wouldn't be surprised.
It's a very PBS type show, so that's why I was like,
yeah,
I couldn't remember. So that one, and then the Magic School Bus.
Magic School Bus. Yeah.
Yes.
That was a great show. I am always Arnold. I'm like, I shouldn't have come to school today. I shouldn't have gone there today. I shouldn't have done this today. I should have just stayed in bed.
I like remember these shows, but I don't remember anything about them.
And I think it's Wanda who's no, it's not Wanda. Dorothy, that's her name, right? The nerdy one?
The teacher? No, or the kids? I don't know, to be honest.
You don't remember the names?
I don't remember. I just remember the Magic School Bus. I don't remember any type of details within the Magic School Bus.
No, Miss Frizzle, she's too eccentric to not remember. And that school bus was really magical. Like, it always turned into, like,
didn't it have a face
different
on
things. It did, yeah.
I just remembered one. Did Thomas the Train come on PBS? Or no?
I'm not sure if that was PBS or Disney.
I don't remember that being Disney.
It was probably PBS then.
I feel like I want to look that one up because I feel like that was. And then I was going to say earlier, but Bill Nye the Science Guy. Listen, every time my science teachers did not want to teach us anything, they would literally just throw in a Bill Nye episode.
I mean, he does the job. Why not?
Bill Nye is iconic, okay? And he's still iconic. He's been getting these people refusing to wear a mask online.
Yeah.
Bill Nye.
I love, though, how he's not holding back. Like, now that he's not on a kid show or anything like that, he just does not hold back. He's so straight to the point and, like, sassy. It's like, oh my gosh.
He had his own show for a while, I think, on Netflix, but I think it only had, like, a season or two.
I don't remember.
And that was, like, recent, like, either last year or 2018.
Did he? I don't remember.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I don't think this came on PBS, but were you forced to watch VeggieTales like I was or no?
I actually liked VeggieTales, and I don't think that was PBS though.
I just remember them showing it to church all the time.
Yeah, it was a Christian show, but
It was.
It was so great. I liked it.
I can't spell Thomas.
Thomas.
Oh, wow. There we go. Thomas and Friend. Oh, yeah, these were books. This was a British show?
I don't remember them being British.
Oh, it came on Nick Jr. Oh, Nick Jr., ITV, and Channel 5. I don't know what the other two mean. I don't remember Thomas the Train coming on Nickelodeon.
It was on Nickelodeon?
It says Nick Jr.
That would make sense.
Huh. Okay. Well, since I brought that up, should we just go ahead and switch over to Nickelodeon then?
Do we get everything? Have you seen Caillou?
I have seen Caillou. I don't think I really liked Caillou.
Oh, really?
But I remember the theme song.
I liked Caillou. It was cute.
I thought Caillou was so boring.
And Wild Kratts.
Why does that sound? That one sounds familiar.
Wild Kratts. It's the two brothers. They had a Zaboomafoo. I think that's the name. Remember that one?
They're puppets, right? Was he a lemur?
Yeah.
I remember. Yes, okay.
Yeah, they had two shows. So they had Zaboomafoo first, and then they had Wild Kratts.
Wow, like all these weird random things are just coming back very deep inside my memory.
But I loved their shows. I think that was it though. Oh, I also watched Martha Speaks. Do you remember that one?
That sounds familiar.
It was the talking dog.
Oh my god, how did I forget about Martha Speaks?
And she drinks like alphabet soup or something.
Yeah, the little golden retriever. That's how she started talking, right? She drank alphabet soup.
My God, she's so talkative though.
She was a little annoying. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, oh my God, Martha, shut up.
There was this other show. Oh my God, what is it called? It's like these little...
You definitely did watch PBS more than I did.
I did. I told you. I have a sister that's 15 years younger than me, so I got to relive half of these shows. I also watched Sid the Science Kid. Do you remember that one?
I don't know if that was past the point I was getting a little too old to watch PBS or not.
Probably, but yeah.
I know of it, but I'm like, I don't think I actually watched it.
Oh my God. Word Girl. Have you seen Word Girl?
That wasn't cartoon, right?
That was a cartoon, yeah. It was on PBS.
I also think I remember it, but I think that was the time I was getting too old.
Oh, okay. Yeah. My sister learned like half of her vocabulary from that show.
What did Lazy Town come on? Was that Nickelodeon?
I think Lazy Town was Nickelodeon, yeah.
Was it Nickelodeon? Okay. Oh, I think the guy who played the villain died like a while ago.
Oh, really?
I think he had cancer, yeah.
Yeah, Lazy Town was a good one.
I loved Lazy Town.
What other Nick shows did you see?
Are we switching over to Nick now?
Let's switch over. Okay. Why not?
I think because most of my shows I think are Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network. So.
Oh, okay. I think mine's pretty equally distributed. I watched a lot of stuff when I was younger.
Same. I mean, I really had nothing else to do if I wasn't in school, so didn't get out much. Are we starting with Nick Jr. or are we doing regular Nick?
I have them all under the same thing, but you can start with Nick Jr. then, that's fine.
Okay, well, oh, wait, back to the PBS real quick. I don't remember this show, you might not either. There was this show with two bananas. Was it like banana pajamas? Bananas pajamas?
What?
Something like that. They were always in pajamas. Oh, I'm gonna be so mad at myself. I used to love that show. It was literally, and they went back and forth to like a cartoon and like actual, I guess, people in costumes. It was literally two bananas in pajamas, and I don't remember what that show was called.
I've never seen a show of bananas in pajamas. Never.
It's gonna bother me. Bananas.
Yeah, I'm trying to rack my brain now, and I don't remember any bananas in pajamas. I feel like that's an image that would be hard to forget.
Yeah, that's literally what it was called.
Bananas.
Or is this something else? This looks like something else, but it's them at the same time. Yeah, it was called Bananas in Pajamas. This is what they looked like. Can you see that?
Yeah, that doesn't ring a bell.
No, am I the only one who remembers that? That was way deep down in the brain and the psyche. Well, I don't remember much about it. I just remember there was just two bananas in pajamas, and I really liked that show. Okay, moving on, because I don't remember if that was on PBS or not. First one I have is Blue's Clues. I was obsessed with Blue's Clues. I
forgot to add that to my list. How could I forget?
I completely remember. And like, was it either elementary school or like preschool that like me and the kids would always have a fight on whether Blue was a boy or a girl.
Wasn't Blue a girl?
Blue was a girl,
yeah.
But we always went back and forth. I think I always saw Blue as a boy,
Me
though.
too. I always saw Blue as a boy.
But Blue is a girl. Because I thought Blue and Magenta, I didn't know they were friends. I thought they were like a relationship. I mean, they still could be, you know?
This is early 2000s. I don't think they...
It is early 2000s, but still, in today's time, they can still be a couple.
Or they could have been best friends. Same thing. Well, not the same thing, but...
Either way.
Either way.
I mean, it's not. So there's that. I have...
Steve, however, was in the news a lot for his extracurricular activities.
Oh, yes, I remember that. That's why they switched him with Joe.
They switched him like so many times.
I thought they only switched him twice.
I remember him being switched twice before I got to the other guy.
It was Steve for the longest, and then it was Joe, and now they brought it back, and now it's some new guy named Josh. I think that's his name.
Oh, really? It's still going on, that show?
They brought it back. Like, you know how they do all these reboots now? Low-key, Josh is... I think that's his name. I'm probably saying his name wrong, but he's hot. Whoever's playing the new... I had to say that. He's very attractive. He's also a model.
Okay. So are they, like, making new episodes, or no?
I mean, I don't turn on Nick, so I'm not sure, but I could have sworn they are or they were. And now it was like all digital, so instead of like the mailbox, it's like your phone or like an email.
Oh, no.
It's all up to date. It's all up to date with the new technology.
No.
No.
That's the essence of Blue's Clues. What do you mean it's all up to date?
You have to keep up with the kids today, Nafees.
I guess, but...
Nah, I guess you do. Because they won't understand, like, why is he writing on a notebook? Where's his iPad?
That's true. That's true.
What is this thing called physical mail? I don't know what this piece of paper is.
That's sad. That is sad.
It's sad, but it's true.
I don't think we're that far gone where kids don't know what mail is.
Unless it's like a gift from Amazon.
If it's from Amazon, sure.
They know what packages are, if it's toys. Yeah, it's just from Amazon. But not like, when you used to get a letter written by someone that's not a letter advertising like insurance. That's all the letters I ever get is at once, like credit cards and insurance. Life of being an adult.
Right? Adulting is great, guys.
It's amazing.
Oh, wow. Blue's Clues.
So yeah. And now, I don't know. Yeah, Blue's Clues. I don't know if you heard me earlier, but I said Little Bear.
Oh my gosh. I forgot that show too. I loved that show.
I have Little Bear. I have Little Bill with Bill Cosby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The
Was Franklin also Nickelodeon?
That was my next one, was Franklin.
I love that turtle.
Also, I don't know if this was Nickelodeon, if I confused it with PBS. Was it called The Berenstein? It was a child's book.
The Berenstein
Yes,
Bears?
the Berenstein
I think that was
Bears.
PBS.
Okay. Because I know that it was a book, but they made it into a show.
Mm-hmm. It was a pretty good show, too.
It was a good show.
They did a good job.
Yeah. And then after that, I have Dora the Explorer. I don't remember a lick of my Spanish.
Dora.
Swiper, no swiping. Oh. I think I was getting too old when they started doing Diego, but it wasn't the same.
Dora and Diego. Yeah, it wasn't the same.
It wasn't. But yeah, Dora was my girl.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was a little... No, I don't remember if I was too old for this or not. I don't think so. The Backyardigans.
The Backyardigans. I love that show. Their voices are so cute.
Yes. I was like, oh, I wish I had friends to like do imaginary like stuff like this.
And they were literally
just in their backyard.
It was so cute.
It was cute.
And speaking of cute voices, have you, this is going back to PBS, but Dinosaur Train, do you remember that?
I don't know that one, actually.
Were you too old at that point?
I don't know that one.
Yeah, so Dragon, what was it?
What did
I just say? Dragon? Yeah.
I thought you said something Dragon Train with the train.
I think it's called Dragon Train. That one is another one.
I almost was going to say Dragon Ball voices. Train. I'm like, nope, that's like 3 different shows in one. And Dragon Ball is an anime.
Dragon Ball Z, yeah.
Is it Dragon Ball Z or is it also called Dragon Ball?
I've always known it as Dragon Ball Z.
There's so many different versions of it. I don't actually know. But I've never watched Dragon Ball Z. And I don't think I ever will. I think that's one anime I really can't get myself to watch. I'm sorry. I'm just going to have to miss on a classic. I can't. It's like with Star Wars. I don't feel like watching it. I will probably never watch it.
Me neither. I tried to do Star Wars, but there's so many. I don't know where to like start.
I mean, if I was interested, that doesn't bother me. Like if there's a lot, but I just don't have any interest.
Mm-hmm. The show I was talking about is Dinosaur Train.
We said dinosaur and I said dragon.
Okay. Yeah, Dinosaur Train. That was the other one. That was a really cute show too.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know that one or remember that one. So I feel like Max and Ruby. Ruby and Max.
That rings a bell.
They were two bunnies.
So yeah,
Ruby was the oldest one and Max was the little one. He was always getting into trouble. And he never spoke unless like 2 words at the end of the episode.
I didn't watch that one as much as the others though. So that's why I vaguely remember it.
Yeah, I remember that one. I know there's a lot more from Nick Jr. that's slipping my mind right now. But those are the ones I wrote down.
Yeah, wow. I didn't write down any of the Nick Jr. ones, but I've seen all those.
I told you, I was like, I'm going all the way back. I have to bring up these classics.
They literally are classics. Yeah. They
are classics. Okay, are we doing older Nick now?
We can just go straight into Nick, yeah.
Okay, so first one for me for... Yes. I was trying to save that one for
We
later,
can save it
but
for
that is my
later,
show.
but I just wanted to mention that is like the best
Yes.
the best show, period.
It is the best show in history.
Yes.
I don't care what anyone says. It is the best kids show. It's the best show just in general. It's the best. You can watch it when you're 6. You can watch it when you're like 40. It has drama. It has love story. It has character development. It has it all. It has it all. It has a storyline plot that goes from beginning to See, this is why I said I was trying to save it till later.
Let's save it till later then. I think Legend of Korra was also
get me started on Avatar
Nick too, right? Yeah.
It was. That one came out a little bit later though, in like 2012.
Yeah, I think 2012 was when it came out. Yeah.
But yeah, I love Avatar: The Last Airbender. That's my show.
It is like awesome.
And I got like Matt and Rebecca's kids in it too, and I was just so happy. I'm like, yes. Like when we went up to the mountains, like before we were leaving, they were just watching it. I'm like, I like this. I like this new generation that is watching my favorite show. And Millie actually likes Korra better than Avatar.
They do?
Milo likes Avatar better, and Amelia likes Korra better. So it's just funny to see that too, because Millie is older.
Okay. Interesting. Have you seen The Fairly Odd Parents?
Fairly Odd Parents. I forgot how dumb Cosmo was.
And I think the other fairy's name was Wanda, right?
Yeah, it was Cosmo and Wanda. I don't know if they meant anything, but like I remember going online and I saw a clip of My Shiny Teeth and Me by Chip Skylar.
No.
You remember that? He was like no. How can you not remember the iconic song My Shiny Teeth and Me?
I don't remember that at all.
Please go look it up when we're done. That's, if you're gonna mention the Fairly Odd Parents, that is a classic. He was like a teen pop star or whatever, and like he was just obsessed with having his teeth, so he made a whole song about his teeth.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was funny though. And then Vicky, I hated Vicky. I'm like, why is she so mean?
Oh yeah, the babysitter. Yeah,
the babysitter. That's why he got. Well, I mean, his parents also like heavily neglected him.
Yeah.
But
they were like never in the picture.
Or if they were, they just, I'm like, why did you guys have a kid?
Yeah, that was the whole point of the Fairly Odd Parents. Like they were supposed to be the substitute, but
they were supposed to help him because he was just
alone.
A lonely kid. Hey Arnold.
Arnold. Hey football head.
Yes. I remember that actually was one of my dad's favorite shows. We used to watch that.
I like Hey Arnold. What was the girl character's name? Helga. Yeah.
And then he had his best friend Gerald with that ginormous afro that was like 3 feet high.
They were a great combo.
They were. It was an interesting combo. Where was that set? Was that like supposed to be set in like
I think
New York
so. That's the vibe I got. That it was like New York.
Yeah.
That was good. Have you seen Danny Phantom?
Wow. I cannot believe I forgot to write that on my list. I was obsessed with Danny Phantom.
I loved Danny Phantom. I think they were the same creators as Fairly Odd Parents.
It was. He did another one too. He did a couple for Nickelodeon. I just can't name all of them. But those are the two, like, on the top of my head that I can think of that he did. Wow, I can't believe I forgot to write that. Cat Dog.
Oh my god, yeah, that was weird, though.
That was so weird. I was like, how?
Like, cat at one end, dog on the other? That's creepy.
I was always like, how did they go to the bathroom? That was always my main thought as a kid.
Yeah, I always thought that too. I'm like, how do you guys do your thing? Like,
and it was interesting, like, some episodes where, like, they would show the struggle of them not having their own, like, privacy because they're connected. And I'm like, well, yeah, how does this work?
Yeah.
So yes, Cat Dog.
Good thing it's a show and not reality.
Zoe 101. That's the first show that's not a cartoon that we talked about, Zoe 101.
Oh yeah, Zoe 101. I like that one too. I always wanted to go like dorm at school because of that show.
Yes.
They made it seem cool.
They did make it seem cool. I mean, it is when you're it all depends on everyone's experience.
Have you seen, this one is throwing it back a little. This is throwing it back. The Amanda Show and All That. Do you remember those?
Yeah, so remember in our previous episode where we talked about it with my family, because my brother brought it up. So I've seen the reruns of All That, but I think I was around when The Amanda Show was coming on.
Okay.
Like airing. new episodes because I remember because like I wasn't it was like all that, and then the Amanda Show was actually like a spin-off from all, not a spin-off, but kind of a spin-off from all that. And then from the Amanda Show, that's when Drake and Josh came, because Drake and Josh was on the Amanda Show. They were. Drake Bell and Josh Peck.
Oh.
And that's how they got their own show. And then from Drake and Josh, that's how iCarly came.
All one continuous thing.
All one continuous thing. So, yeah.
Aww.
We didn't mention the most iconic one of Nick, Rugrats.
Oh, yes. Rugrats.
We did mention it a little bit after, before we started recording, so...
Yeah. Man, my parents would not let me watch that show because of Angelica.
All because of one character.
But to be fair, she was rude. Like, really rude.
I mean...
And mean.
She had some family problems.
Yeah. So did Chucky. I think that's his name, or Chuck.
Chucky was my spirit animal.
Chucky had family problems too. He was still a sweet kid.
I know. Well, that's because his mom died. But I was happy in like the later episodes when they brought along Kimmy. So he got a little stepsister. I thought that was sweet. I loved Kimmy too.
That was a good show. Have you seen the Rugrats All Grown Up?
I did, and I didn't like it as much, but it was still cute. Yeah. It was still cute. I almost forgot. I forgot about Rugrats All Grown Up. I remember the theme song though. Didn't Angelica calm down a little bit, or was she still? She was still. It was still there, but you could tell she matured up a little bit. And
Susie
got her in check all the time. So
yeah.
I didn't like how they made Dill so weird though, and All Grown Up.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't expecting that because he was like a baby in Rugrats, so like couldn't talk, but like they just made him extra weird and All Grown Up. I just wasn't seeing that. Like he was the weird kid, basically.
Have you seen Ned's Declassified?
Wow, I cannot believe I forgot to write that down.
But yeah, Ned's Declassified and Are You Afraid of the Dark? Do you remember that one?
So I didn't watch Are You Afraid of the Dark. Was I too young for that one?
Or did probably. Okay. That one was a creepy one too. Well, it creeped me out because some of the stories. But it was literally like scary stories.
Well, it would make sense with a name called Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Afraid of the Dark. Yeah.
Did I already mention Rocket Power?
No,
I didn't. Okay.
I love that show. How did I forget it?
I like had a love-hate relationship with Rocket Power.
Gosh. And which one is the other one? Oh my God, the Wild Thornberries. Do you remember that one?
Yes, I have that written down. Yes, I wanted to be Elijah so badly. That was her name, right? Elijah Thornberry.
I thought that was the guy's name.
Guy.
Hold on, I'm confused.
Was it? It wasn't like Elizabeth, was it? Or are you talking about the dad?
The dad.
What was the daughter's name?
Hold on, let me look it up.
I'm bad at remembering names. That's why I haven't been saying names unless I really remember the show.
Yeah, me too.
But yes, I wanted to be the daughter who could talk to animals so badly. That's why I wanted to be a vet for so long. I thought I was her. I wanted to be her so badly.
Okay, so Donnie is the son.
Donnie's the one that can't talk, who acts like the...
Nigel is the dad. Eliza is the girl with the glasses. And then Debbie is the older one. And Marianne is the mom.
Okay. I said Elijah, but it's Eliza.
Okay.
Still, yes, I wanted to be Eliza really badly. I wanted to be her. What else do I got? Jimmy Neutron.
Oh, how did I forget him too? My gosh.
I love Jimmy Neutron for some reason. I liked Carl. Sheen was okay. Sheen kind of annoyed me a little bit. I don't know why.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Oh man, Jimmy Neutron. There was another one too. It had to do with like zombies.
Zombies?
Yeah, it was on Nick.
Don't tell me you're talking about Invader Zim.
Yeah.
Where zombies?
They weren't zombies.
He wasn't a zombie. Was Zim an alien?
I think he was an alien.
Okay. Yeah. I just remember his little robot.
I really like that show too.
Classic. What else on Nick?
You know, now that I'm like going through this with you, I did not realize I watched so many shows.
So
like, how
much
did
TV.
I have all this time to watch this?
We had so much time, and now I'm like, I can barely finish one show now.
And the thing is, these shows go on for like years too.
Yeah, or they just show a lot of reruns.
Yeah.
I mean, I was trying to save like a couple shows for like my favorites, but like obviously SpongeBob. We can't forget SpongeBob.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yes, I always quote SpongeBob, the earlier ones, not the new ones. SpongeBob has ruined my life. Feel like I've said a lot of SpongeBob. I will say a lot of SpongeBob quotes on here just to
Memes and
forewarn you.
references.
So memes, references, and like just memories of the show, forgetting how funny it truly was.
I actually don't have much memory of SpongeBob. I remember watching it. I remember it being like background noise in our house, but I don't actually remember like details of an episode.
Oh, I do. And then like one I always reference a lot is my favorite one, which is interesting. It's my favorite one. I don't know if that says something about me as a person. It's the cussing one when they find a cuss word on the dumpster outside the Krusty Krab. So, because that's why I can't look at an escalator the same.
Really? Why?
I thought I've told you the story. So that episode when Mr. Krabs warns them not to say the word, whatever the word is, you just hear dolphin noises every time they say it. SpongeBob and Patrick are at his house and they're playing a board game and it's supposed to be like chutes and ladders, but it's eels and escalators. So like every time they roll the dice, SpongeBob was getting eels. And then when Patrick was roll the dice, he'd be like, escalators and stuff like that. And they would just repeat like eels and escalators. And for some reason, that's like permanently like lodged in my brain. So every time I go to a mall, if you see me smiling every time I look at an escalator, that is why, because that scene's just playing in my head.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I don't know why I remembered that episode so detailed, but that's I'm forever scarred with the word escalator.
You must have been like really paying attention.
That or they just played it all the time.
Could be.
Maybe. And it's also like when they were trying to find treasure, and they were using a compass. It was Patrick, SpongeBob, and Mr. Krabs, and they got lost. So Mr. Krabs like, what's this? I thought the map said whatever meters west. And then Patrick's like, oh, no, east. He's like, oh, east? I thought you said west. He's like, west? What is west? He's like, it's right here, sir. So he shows him the compass. He's like, that says west, Patrick. He's like, you're fired. Like, it doesn't work for you.
Patrick quite literally lived under a rock.
Literally. And someone said that before. And I'm like, I didn't actually register what that meant.
Me neither. I was like,
you think about it like, that's why he's so dumb. Because he literally lived under a rock. Oh, SpongeBob. Yeah, so it's the escalator and the east and the west thing. That's all he gets me.
East and west.
Oh, east? I thought you said west. I crack myself up sometimes. SpongeBob's a classic, okay? And the band one. I think I already talked about the band one, about the mustard, or the mayonnaise. Is mayonnaise an instrument?
I don't think so. When did you talk about it?
When we did our future episode.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, pretty sure I brought that up.
But yeah, SpongeBob's a great show.
Was there any other ones? I can't think of any.
Me neither. I think we talked about all of the Nick ones. We're probably forgetting some, but...
We're probably forgetting a lot. We're moving on to Disney. I actually don't have a lot for Disney.
I have quite a bit, actually, for Disney.
You can go first, then. I'll piggyback off of you.
Okay, so I have Lizzie McGuire. I loved that show.
I watched it and I didn't watch it. If that makes sense.
Did you like it?
I don't think I did, to be honest, but I was also very young, so I didn't understand a lot of it.
Oh, okay.
Lizzie McGuire is one of the older ones that, like, I was still too young to, like, understand what was going on. So, like, that and Even Stevens. Oh, I didn't like Even Stevens that much.
Okay, Even Stevens was kind of annoying, but I watched it anyway.
Yeah. So, like, when everyone always brings up those two, I'm like, they were fine.
Yeah. I really, really liked That's So Raven.
That's So Raven was my show. Raven Simone ran Disney. I'm just going to say that now. She was the Beyonce of Disney around that time.
She really was.
She really was. She ran that channel. She did everything from like That's So Raven to like the Cheetah Girls.
Yeah.
Everything. Queen of Disney.
Yeah, so that's one of my favorites. The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, really love that one. The Wizards of Waverly Place. This one, surprisingly, I actually really liked it. I didn't think I would.
You didn't think so?
No.
I remember because, like I said, with the VeggieTales, my mom at the time was very heavily Christian. So, like, there was a while I wasn't allowed to watch it. I had to sneak watch it because they were wizards.
Makes sense. Oh, then how's Harry Potter for you then?
I watched it later in life. So I didn't actually start watching Harry Potter until, like, I turned 19.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I only got into Harry Potter very recently because I wasn't allowed to watch it.
Oh, Okay.
I have all the books and I haven't read. For book wise, I've only read up to book 3, but I've seen all the movies.
Do you also think the books are better than the movies?
I think the movies leave out a lot of details, but that's with every type of book to movie adaptation. So it's just different. But I was always a book person, so I would say yes, just because like I have a different imagination and it's more detailed than when movies. But I like the movies, so
Okay.
that's how I felt with like. I mean, this is kind of a throwback with like the Hunger Games series because I read the whole book series. So when it came out with the movies,
I love the Hunger Games.
yeah, and then when the first movie came out, they changed the way Katniss finds the pendant in the movie to the book. So I remember watching that and I was so mad. I'm like, that's not how she gets it.
You know, I actually till this day have not seen any of the Hunger Game movies just because based off of the trailer, I know I'm going to get pissed off because of all the things that are like missing and stuff. So I'm like, let me just avoid this altogether and not even bother.
Yeah. I mean, movie-wise, they're not bad. But if you read the books, then yeah. I'm sure that's how people felt with Twilight, but I didn't read Twilight. And Twilight was also another one I watched late because, you know, vampires, werewolves wasn't allowed, even though now I'm obsessed with that stuff. And I always was. I just wasn't allowed to watch it. So I had to, or like read it. So I had to like sneak my way into reading or watching it.
Yeah. Twilight, I don't like to admit this, but like I inhaled that series way before it became popular though, I will say.
Okay.
Yeah. But it was a good series. I liked it. Like high school Nafees was enjoying that stuff.
My grandma has all the books. She loved Twilight.
But I'm not gonna lie though, even though the movies don't really do a good job as far as like detailing everything that's in the book, they are good for like mindless entertainment.
Yeah. I mean, it shifted a whole culture phenomenon. So
It did.
trust me, I remember all those dumb Team Edward or Team Jacob.
Oh God, I remember that
fights.
too.
And I'd be like, I only say Team Jacob because I like werewolves better. So
You like who better?
I like werewolves better.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, wolves are one of my favorite animals, so that's why.
Makes sense.
Yeah, we
did. I was like, might as well make an episode of throwbacks like book series while we're at it.
We should. That'd
be
be interesting. Okay, so this one's older, but I remember Sister.
Oh, yeah.
Did you watch
I
Sister
love
Sister?
that one.
Yeah, that's the only older one I actually remember from Disney. You said most of these. Okay, no one really talks about this one. This is like Disney Junior. Roly Poly Oly.
Roly Poly.
Okay, I'm like the only
I
one
love
who
that
remembers
show.
that.
Yeah.
He's small and short and round. I don't remember what the show was about. I just remember what they looked like.
Yes. Roly Poly Oly. How did I forget that one?
Yes.
I watched that all the time.
And then there is one, I think it was just called Stanley. It was this kid. He had like a really big, where he jumped into the books to go on adventures.
Who was the singer of the theme song? It was the Bahama Boys.
Oh, I have no idea.
I think that's their name. I'm not sure. Like that show too. Have you seen, let's see, the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse?
Which one? The really old ones? Like when it was like with Justin Timberlake and like Britney Spears? Like the human ones? Or are you talking about the cartoon?
Cartoon.
Okay. Yes. I think sometimes it would just come on randomly and I was bored.
Oh, we would watch that after we come back from school at 3:00 on the dot.
Oh, I remember that though.
Yeah. I really like this one. Kim Possible.
Kim Possible was my show.
I loved Kim Possible.
I had a weird obsession with Shigo.
Really?
I don't know why. I really liked Shigo. I wanted to be Shigo.
Never really related to her, honestly.
I did. I don't know if that means something or not. She was just like, she was so powerful and she just didn't care. I was like, I feel that.
I aspire to be at that level of unbotheredness.
Yeah, because like, even though she was a villain, it's not like she just didn't care. She literally was only a villain because she just wanted to do whatever she wanted to do. She just happened to work for like this idiot boss who was like, but yeah, Shigo was my favorite character.
Did you watch Good Luck Charlie and Liv and Maddie?
So Liv and Maddie was well, I did not like Liv and Maddie, and that was part where I was moving away from Disney. And I watched some early episodes of Good Luck Charlie, but then I know I definitely stopped watching it.
I really enjoyed Good Luck Charlie. It was cute.
Sunny with a Chance?
I haven't seen that one.
With Demi Lovato?
No.
No, I liked Sunny with a Chance. They tried to do a spin-off of that too when Demi Lovato left, based off of the show she was on. I don't think it did that well, but Sunny with a Chance I really like.
So
Proud Family?
Huh?
Proud Family?
Oh yeah, Proud Family. Yes. How could I forget? Yeah.
Love the theme song, that Destiny Child song.
Yeah. This other one, I didn't really get into it while it was on air, but when they made like a reboot of it, so Girl Meets World, the original was Boy Meets World. Do you remember that?
Yes, I remember both of them, and I did not watch either of them.
Really? Boy Meets World is really good. I really liked Boy Meets World.
I know it's popular.
Girl Meets World was okay.
Didn't watch it. What are the shows that sorry, I had to burp. A show that I think only had one season. Do you know of a show called, oh my God, because I forgot about Little Romeo. Did you used to watch that with Romeo Miller?
That sounds so familiar.
And his dad? Oh my God, how did I forget Little Romeo?
Yeah.
Because the show I was about to bring up was How to Rock, and that was his sister.
I don't remember that.
But I'm like, I can't, it only had one season, and a lot of people I don't think remember that show, but I like that show, and that's the show I know Max from. Do you know Max, the artist?
The one who
just had a song with
Suga?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see it. I think that at that point I wasn't watching Disney shows at all.
Oh wait, we're on Disney. I forgot. That was a Nickelodeon show, and so was Little Romeo.
Oh, okay. That's why I'm like, oh.
I forgot we moved off of Nickelodeon onto Disney.
Yeah.
It's fine though. I had to bring them up. But yeah, he was on How to Rock, and then he also did, still on Nickelodeon, a movie with Keke Palmer called Brags.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Yeah, that one was like a Cinderella type, based movie.
Okay.
That was okay. I think it was like he wanted to be a performer, and I don't remember how the thing goes, but it was called Brags. Speaking of Keke Palmer, and this isn't a TV show, but Jump In.
That sounds familiar, but I don't think I
with
haven't
her and
seen
Corbin
any.
Bleu. No, that was my movie. It was Corbin Bleu, and he had to go through this weird crisis of whether to be a boxer or a double Dutch performer.
Oh, I vaguely remember.
It was it was a Disney original,
but I never watched it.
That was my song, and that's where we got the song "Push It" by Corbin Bleu.
I remember the song. I do, but I never watched the show.
Crush on Corbin Bleu.
Yeah.
Yep. And then all the High School Musicals.
Oh yeah, High School Musicals for sure. Have you seen Kickin' It? The karate one, the dojo?
That came on Disney XD though, right?
I thought that was regular Disney. I'm not sure.
I think it was regular Disney, then they switched to Disney XD.
Probably.
I think so.
That one was cute too. I like that one.
I don't remember that one that much. Oh, because speaking of that, we forgot to mention Hannah Montana because the guy who played her brother was in Kickin' It.
Yeah.
Oh, Hannah Montana. Miley Cyrus was my the first person I ever saw in concert.
Oh, really?
I mentioned, you weren't on the episode, but when me and Macy were talking about concerts, I mentioned that my mom got me tickets to go see when she was Hannah Montana and Miley Cyrus. In Orlando, I think. Yeah.
Wow.
That was my first ever live concert. What else for Disney? I just realized I didn't write a lot of Disney down. I remember watching Disney, but I feel like my memory
is more Nickelodeon.
It's either Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network. I don't know if you remember this because this was a little older. There was a show called Fish Hook.
No.
Okay, it was these little fish, and it was basically them in their little society, but the thing was they're pet fish, so their school, their houses were in tanks in a pet shop. It was cute. The guy who played Corey from That's So Raven, and when he did a spin-off show, Corey in the House, if you remember that.
I remember Corey in the House, but I didn't watch the show.
Yeah, he played one of the fish, Milo, and then the girl fish. She was, I forgot. Did you ever watch the Jonas Brothers when they had their own show for that? Did you not know the Jonas Brothers had their own show on Disney?
I knew they were from Disney. I didn't know they had their own show.
It's literally called Jonas, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then one of the girls from there was also in Fish Hooks. I really liked Fish Hooks. I don't know. I thought it was cute. It was when I was a little bit older, but I still watched it.
Yeah, I didn't watch those. I stuck to the classics. Once they start phasing those out, I was like, nope, not happening.
On Nickelodeon, I also forgot to mention, was it Little Jordan? It was something Jordan. And I don't remember much from that show. I just remembered that show. Oh, it's Just Jordan. Just Jordan. That's what it was called.
Yeah, I don't remember that either.
Yeah. And then there's also one, I feel like I'm the only one that brings it up. I think it was called My Cousin Skeeter. I don't think anyone remembers that show.
I've never heard of it, so I don't know.
Yeah, it used to come on Nickelodeon. It was a guy and his cousin came to stay with them. But the thing was, his cousin was a puppet. So Skeeter was a puppet.
Okay.
It was interesting.
Okay.
Oh my God. And speaking of that one, because when we start talking about Cartoon Network, I'll talk about the show that creeped me out. I feel like this was a fever dream. Do you remember a show that used to come on Nickelodeon called Mr. Meanie?
Mr. Meanie.
That show was the creepiest show, the weirdest show I think I've ever seen in my life. The puppets were terrifying. Okay? They were, oh my God, hang on. Let me send you a picture because they were creepy as hell. I feel like I have nightmares.
I don't remember a Mr. Meanie.
They just look so ugly. This was Mr. Meaty. I don't know what listening can see, but yeah, Mr. Meaty, like meat. Do you remember this?
Oh my gosh. We forgot Bob the Builder.
Oh my God. I'm talking about Mr. Meaty. You bring up Bob the Builder.
Because like his circle head reminded me of Bob the Builder.
His circle head?
The shape of his head.
Yeah, no.
But I actually don't remember that show either.
Good, because nightmares. Keenan and Kel. We forgot Keenan and Kel.
Oh, yeah.
And I see the Just Jordan one I was just talking about. Fanboy and Chom Chom. Did you ever see that?
I've never heard of that.
Oh my God. This is it. So I was going to bring up a show that I was like, it had to deal with 3 cats. I feel like I'm the only person in the world that remembers the show. It's called Cat Scratch.
No,
have you
never
ever heard
of
of that? No, that's where I found out what a newt was and that it's real.
Newt?
A newt is like a little lizard because one of the cats had it as a pet.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was like a gray cat and he was really dumb. And then there was the black one. He was kind of like the leader.
Oh, speaking of cats, have you seen Sagwa? This was PBS though.
No.
Okay, this was probably older, but that one's a good show too.
Yeah, and then there was like an orange and white cat and he had a really bad Scottish accent. Yep, I see Cousin Skeeter on here from 1998 to 2001.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Like that show. Yeah. We talked about Nick's shows. Well, we went back and forth, but Nick was like the heaviest one. Oh, do you also remember, what was it called? It was the ginger one. Dang it. I can't remember. Was it a girl by Ginger? Something by Ginger?
A Girl by Ginger?
The girl's name was Ginger, and like it was basically like her life story, and like sometimes you would hear her narrate in the back of like going through life.
No.
I just remember one of her friends had like this really huge like brace thing. It was just like, it was a cartoon also. As told by Ginger. I'm still not over Mr. Meaty. Just looking at that picture just brought back nightmares upon nightmares.
Ooh, then let's move on then.
Okay. Was there anything else from Nick that you are gonna sporadically remember?
Not really.
No. Okay.
I think we covered all there is to it, honestly.
Wait, we're on Disney. Holy crap. That just shows how much Disney I used to watch, which was not a lot. But I did at the same time. I got over Disney really quickly.
Now that I think about it, I'm definitely more Nick. Like back in my childhood days. PBS, Nick, and Cartoon Network.
Yeah. And teenage years is the next network that we're talking about, is Cartoon Network. This is definitely...
I think the bulk of like my favorite shows are on here. Like Tom and Jerry, Totally Spies.
Am I the only one who did not like Tom and Jerry that much?
I love Tom and Jerry. They're so annoying. I like Tom and Jerry Kids too. That was cute.
I didn't care for Tom and Jerry. I'm like, they don't talk. I don't want to see him just try to kill him like every 5 seconds.
I don't know. I found it entertaining.
I didn't. I liked Looney Tunes though. And then when they made baby Looney Tunes.
Yeah, that was so cute.
That was adorable. And then on here I have Johnny Bravo.
Oh my God. Johnny Bravo. That show.
You know, oh God. If I ever met like a Johnny Bravo in person, I don't know what I'd be like all those women, because he was always getting beat up by a woman.
If you ever want to know how to not pick up people, that is the show to watch.
Don't be Johnny Bravo. Exactly. Don't be a Johnny Bravo.
Do not be a Johnny Bravo. Don't do it.
I think we've learned, well, hopefully we've learned now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then the many remixes of Scooby-Doo that they always did. So the one I remember the most was called What's New Scooby-Doo?
Coming
Yes,
after you.
we're coming after you. We're
Solve
gonna
that
solve
mystery.
that mystery. Oh my god. See? That I feel like that was like the best Scooby-Doo.
It was the best Scooby-Doo. Although I like the old one too, but this one was more of my vibe.
The old one was like when my dad was a kid. So like the one with the 80s. Yeah, this is the one I grew up on.
Have you seen A Pup Named Scooby-Doo too?
Yes, I remember A Pup Named Scooby-Doo. That one was cute.
I really enjoyed Totally Spies also. Like I always pretended out when me and my friends, we always pretended to be the spies in Totally Spies.
Did you have a favorite? I think Sam was my favorite.
Who was my favorite?
It was like between Sam and like, well, actually, I liked all of them. Sam, Clover, and Alex. I think that was their names.
Sam is the green one, right?
Sam is the one that wore the green, and she had the red. She was the redhead.
Mm-hmm.
Alex
I like
was the one
Sam
with the short
too.
hair, and then Clover was the blonde. I used to have a DS game of Totally Spies. I don't remember what the game was about. I just remember it was a Totally Spies game that I used to play all the time on my Nintendo DS.
Mm-hmm.
I miss my DS sometimes. And we're talking about throwbacks.
Yeah.
Powerpuff Girls.
Loved it.
Love Powerpuff Girls.
Sugar and spice and everything nice. Oh,
God.
that was a good show.
It was a good show.
I really enjoyed Teen Titans too. Did you watch?
Teen Titans was my show. If you hear me rave about any other show that's not Avatar: The Last Bender, it's going to be Teen Titans.
That was a great show.
And I always remember the ending of Teen Titans. And I always liked when it came on because it took me a while to realize sometimes the openings they would sing in English and sometimes it would sing in Japanese.
Really?
Because the girls who used to sing in Japanese actually had their own show on Cartoon Network. It was called Ami and Yumi. And I don't think a lot of people remember that show. I used to love that show. And they were two, like, technically idols. They were two, like, and they were still opposites. So I think one of them was more, like, dark and gothic. I think that was Yumi. And Ami was, like, really bright and pink and bubbly. But, like, when they came together, like, they kind of made, like, rock music. But, yeah, the two actual girls that show was based off, they sung the title, like, opening for Teen Titans in English and in Japanese.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. And I always, the ending always gets in my head. The TEENTITANS, Titans, let's go. I will sing that randomly sometimes, so.
That is how it goes, yeah. I remember
That's
now.
the ending, the credits, yeah.
I remember now.
I'm like, I can spell.
Yay.
Took me a long time to realize it's spelled Teen Titans.
Yeah.
I don't like Teen Titans Go, though. Although it's, I just really like the original so much.
The original is way better, yes. Yes. Have you seen Justice League?
I don't think I did. Or when it came on, I think I watched it when they put it on Netflix later on.
It was on Netflix?
Which Justice League are you talking? The really old... Oh, so hang on. I'm getting confused. You're talking about Justice League. I'm thinking of Young Justice.
No. Justice League.
Which came out later.
Where it has like the Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, the Flash. They're like all one team Batman.
I think sometimes I watched this, sometimes I didn't. Ooh, speaking of Justice League, Static Shock.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. No one talks about Static Shock in a while. He needs his own, like, new reboot or movie or something. I miss Static Shock.
That was one. What was another one that I really enjoyed? Oh, Codename Kids Next Door.
Yes, I love number 5 and number 3.
They were great.
I don't know why they made the teenagers the villains, though. I thought it was funny.
I don't know. I guess it was from like a kid's perspective, so it would make sense.
Yeah. I can't wait till it gets on HBO Max. I think they're supposed to put it on there soon. I forgot to mention this show, and it's another Nickelodeon show before I forget. I forgot to mention Victorious. Did you watch Victorious?
I didn't watch Victorious.
What? Victorious was amazing.
But I know she was the best friend from Zoe 101.
Yeah, she came later in the later seasons when they replaced her with Nicole. And that's where Ariana Grande is from. She was in Victorious. She played Kat. Her hair was red. And she played like the dumb character.
Did she have her own show afterwards, though?
Sam and Kat with Sam from iCarly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was later, and I definitely wasn't watching around that time, so I never seen an episode of Sam and Kat. Because like how I talked about earlier, how iCarly came from Drake and Josh. Remember Crazy Steve? Crazy Steve ended up playing iCarly's brother, but a different character. There's always these weird conspiracy theories of like how Crazy Steve kidnapped like Megan and made her change her name to Carly, and they moved to Seattle. I don't know if you've ever heard those conspiracy theories. Yeah.
I have not.
So yeah, there's those. What else? I feel like I'm the only person who remembers this. My gym partner is a monkey.
That sounds so familiar.
It was this human kid, and I guess they thought his name was the name of an animal because of his last name. I think his name was like Lion or something. So they put him in a school with all animals, and his best friend became a monkey.
Sounds familiar, but like I don't think I've seen that.
No, this show also seems like a favorite dream. The next one I'm about to say, Camp Laszlo. I also feel like I'm the only one that remembers Camp Laszlo.
I've heard of it.
If I watch it now, I'd be like, what was this? But I used to love Camp Laszlo. Oh my gosh,
I completely forgot this one, Dexter's Laboratory.
I have that on my list.
I forgot it.
I love Dexter.
Oh my gosh. My brothers and sisters would call me Dee Dee for like the longest time.
Did they say it in the accent?
They did.
That's funny. I don't remember how he says it, so I'm not going to imitate it because I feel like I'm going to get it way off.
I loved how like Dexter was always so like annoyed and angry.
Very annoyed. He was just like, I'm smarter than all these people.
What am I doing here?
What am I doing here? Courage the Cowardly Dog.
I loved that show. It was creepy, but it was great.
I don't know if I can even go back and watch it now, to be honest. I know there were some episodes where I could watch, and then like the rest I was like, no, this is terrifying.
There was this one episode, I don't really remember what the story was, but the old man really freaked me out in that show, like in that episode.
I mean, that old man was just weird and creepy just to begin with.
He really freaked me out. More than like, no, yeah, he freaked me out.
Yeah.
It was a good show though.
I forgot to write it on my list, but Chowder.
I don't remember that one.
I loved I love Chowder. Chowder is so cute. I mean, it was weird, but it was cute.
Yeah, I don't remember Chowder.
I love Chowder. And then the little song was like the second episode with the girl that was obsessed with him next door, Panini. And he made up a whole episode where he's just like, I'm not your boyfriend. And then Schnitzel, all he said was Rada.
Don't remember this.
No.
Nope.
Damn. Yep. Chowder. I love Chowder. And then Chowder made me think was it the Misadventures of Flapjack? That was also creepy. It was funny, but it was creepy at the same time. I can't explain that show. You just have to look it up if you never heard of it.
I haven't heard of it, so I may have to look it up.
Okay, yep.
Have you watched
Misadventures of Flapjack?
Have you watched Ed, Edd and Eddy?
I did not like Ed, Edd and Eddy.
I mean, I watched it, but I didn't like it either. I don't know. I just couldn't get into it.
No, I couldn't get into it either. Yeah, I used to want one of those ginormous jawbreakers they would always eat, but I couldn't get into Ed, Edd and Eddy. That was pretty much it.
Yeah.
It was really funny because when I used to live at the dorms, I remember there was one semester I walked by this room, and in the window they made themselves like the plank from Ed and Eddy. It was one of the kids' like best friends that didn't talk, and you just have it in his window. It was just funny. But yeah,
I think that's all the Cartoon Network shows I have. Did you have more?
I have Ben 10.
My brothers watched it. I didn't watch it.
I watched it a little bit, and there was different versions of Ben 10. So there was one version I did watch, I think came like more early 2000s, but not like the newer ones or the remake. And then they did one where he was like a teenager.
Oh.
I like that one too. I think it was like Alien Force.
I don't remember. What's it called? Dragon Ball Z on Nickelodeon? I mean, Cartoon Network.
I don't remember if that was part of like Adult Swim when they would show some animes too. Because also like, well, Pokemon actually came on Cartoon Network.
Did it?
And that came in the mornings. Yeah, that came on in the mornings, like with Yu-Gi-Oh!
Okay, I'm not sure if it was Cartoon Network. I honestly can't remember. But like every Saturday morning, I would watch Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, and Power Rangers.
Could have sworn that was Cartoon Network.
Yeah, I can't confirm if it is, but I also watched those. And Digimon when it was coming on. But yeah. Do you have any other shows to add?
I mean, I have a list of like, I was going to say towards the end, but I wasn't sure if we were done yet. And like Cartoon Network, I feel like there's still more that I'm forgetting, but these are the only ones I can remember.
Me too. Oh, was what's the name of that show? Sailor Moon on Cartoon Network?
I don't remember Sailor Moon coming on. Unless, again, that was Adult Swim when they used to do Toonami.
I mean,
they still do Toonami, but...
Because I remembered watching Sailor Moon, but I just don't remember watching
on TV?
It where. Yeah.
I've never actually seen Sailor Moon, so I wouldn't know. I know it's a classic, though.
Yeah, or maybe my memory's just very foggy. I don't know.
I mean, I already told you I have a short attention span, so some of my memories, like, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that it?
I think so.
Okay. We went a lot longer than we thought.
I know we did.
Yeah. I mean, nostalgia, remembering. I feel like I just want to do this because, you know, every time you get around your friends, especially when you're all the same age, and you just like, hey, remember when we used to watch so-and-so? So, yeah. So I have a quick list, and these are shows I didn't mention that I was going to say if we are done, of my all-time favorite kids show. Well, some kids shows and then some when I was a teenager. And I feel like these are also shows you can watch if you want to understand my personality of what I've watched and to made me the person I am today.
That's a deep statement.
It is. Okay, so the first one we already mentioned, and I almost went on a really mini rant about it, was Avatar: The Last Airbender / Legend of Korra. Love it. Can't say much more about it. Teen Titans. My favorite was Raven. I loved Raven.
I loved Raven too.
SpongeBob. Again, you might randomly hear me quote or bring up something from SpongeBob, so just be prepared for that. But SpongeBob, earlier seasons, probably up until like season 5, maybe. I honestly don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah. Kim Possible. That's So Raven. We didn't mention this, but Phineas and Ferb. Did you watch Phineas and Ferb?
I actually never watched Phineas and Ferb.
My heart.
But I know
Phineas
that's a cult favorite. I know that.
Oh my god, Phineas and Ferb was a classic. They made some bobs. Those showrunners made like the best songs on that show. It's amazing. I love Phineas and Ferb. Oh, so good. And then the next one is a little bit later show. Have you heard of Gravity Falls?
No,
that came on Disney too. I love Gravity Falls. It's really short, and I feel like you could still watch it like now. So if you ever want to see it.
Okay.
Did I already mention That's So Raven?
In your list?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Okay, so That's So Raven. I didn't mention this. We were talking about Cartoon Network, but Regular Show. Have you ever seen Regular Show? Oh my god. No, that one definitely, if you want to understand my like sense of humor, watch Regular Show.
Okay.
And that one I watched like as a teenager because I think it came out in like 2010. So like when I was getting into high school.
Okay.
And then my last one is not a kids show. This is actually the only kid show I don't have, but it came on MTV when I was still a kid. Teen Wolf.
Oh, I've heard things about Teen Wolf.
I thought you've seen Teen Wolf. You never seen Teen Wolf? Yes, I love Teen Wolf. Season 3 will always be my favorite because of Void Styles. If you've seen Teen Wolf, you understand what I'm saying because that's the best season.
Okay.
But yeah.
That's where the guy from The Maze Runner is from. Like, that's what he did before Maze Runner.
Dylan O'Brien?
Yeah.
So that's Styles. Dylan O'Brien plays Styles. That's his character in Teen Wolf.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Love me some Dylan O'Brien. Hello, everybody. It's Simone here with my usual PSA. I haven't done one of these in a while. Well, no, that's a lie. I did one with Macy in the last game that we did because we were tallying up the points, but anyway, that doesn't matter. I was going back listening to this, and we already repeatedly say there were shows that we forgot, but there were 3 shows that I forgot to mention that I also meant to put on my list of shows that I used to watch like so much as a kid. Like, if you want to know my personality, watch these shows. So the 3 shows I'm gonna mention are part of Cartoon Network. I really cannot believe I forgot them. So the first one was when I was a little bit younger, which is Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. I really cannot believe I forgot that one. I was definitely one of those kids that had an imaginary friend. And that show just, I don't know, made me feel better about having an imaginary friend. Like, not so weird. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Foster's Loved that show. I thought it was like the cutest thing in the world. The second one was when I was a little bit older. And I only remember this one because like couple days ago they announced that they're making like 2 new seasons on HBO Max. It's Total Drama Island. I really can't believe I forgot this one. I used to be obsessed with that show as like a teenager because like I don't know, they were able to make like a reality / like challenge show but like in cartoon form. I just think it was a lot funnier. Anyway, and like the older seasons too. So I think like the first 3 where it had like the original cast, like Gwen, Duncan, Owen, Heather, Lashana, Lindsay, all of them. So that's the other one. I also like Total Drama Action, but it goes into the Total Drama series. So that one. And then the last one, I don't know if this one was that long. It was called 16. It was literally about like 6 teenagers. And they were 16 and you just like saw their lives working at a mall after school. So I really like that one as well. And now that I'm sitting here talking, I can't believe I also forgot another show. This one's on Nickelodeon, but it's what was it actually called? My Life as a Teenage Robot? Yes, that one. All these shows, there's just so many shows, but those 4 went from 3 to 4. Those 4 I really wanted to mention. So yeah. Anyway, let's wrap up the show. And that's my whole list.
Wow, that's a pretty extensive list.
It's like 9 shows, but I feel like they shaped me into it covers everything basically. Oh, not on my list, but I also forgot there were, like I said, there were some shows I shouldn't have been watching by watching. I did watch Bad Girls Club for a while. That used to come on the Oxygen, and I was like in middle school. And Dance Moms.
Dance Moms.
And Dance Moms. I used to dance, and I don't know, it was just so interesting watching the mothers were crazy. Like fighting.
That's a reality TV show, right?
Both of those are reality TV shows. Those are the only 2 reality TV shows that I think I ever actually sat down and watched. And Bad Girls Club was like back, I mean, even now, but like back in the day where they're like, oh, I'm like the baddest bitch. So like they put like all like 7 girls in like one house. And then all the time they would just be fighting over nothing, whether they got like physical or not. It was interesting. But I used to watch it. I shouldn't have been watching it, but I watched it.
Wow, we covered a lot of shows today.
We did cover a lot of shows. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed just literally listening to me and Nafees like reminisce our childhood.
I know.
and name off random shows. But like, hopefully you got some joy out of them, especially if we said a show that you're familiar with or like your favorite show. And then also tell us a show that we probably missed and what your favorite show was. So, Nafees, you want to close us out so we can get up out of here?
Sure. So, thank you for listening to today's episode. You can find us everywhere that you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. Give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts if that's what you're using. And let us know what you think in the comments. Also, you can follow us on social media at I Was Thinking Pod on Instagram and Twitter. If you have any questions, comments, or a topic you think we should talk about, email us at iwasthinkingpod@gmail.com. Thank you, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.